You're listening to Trek FM.
You think you're safe. You are not.
Attack by Borg forces. Repeat. Borg forces will intercept the two Borg vessels heading on a direct course for Sector 001.
Number 1, open a channel to the fleet. Channel opens.
We believe you have very little time left.
Analysis, Mr. Spock.
Alien weapon is a form of plasma energy, Captain. Exact composition unknown. Guidance system unknown.
Red alert. Battle stations.
It's all a little weird.
Mr. Kelly, we're Starfleet officers. Weird is part of the job.
And joining us today, all the way from Hawaii, we have GB from HawaiiCon.
Aloha.
Hello, welcome to the show.
For having me.
Now, your convention is slightly different than the traditional convention. Would you like to tell us why that is?
Well, when I started HawaiiCon, I realized to entice people to come to the most isolated archipelago in the world, we'd have to do something very different. And I looked at other cons that had been in Hawaii, and they were mostly in the convention center, which really gives you the same experience that you'd have in a Dragon Con or a San Diego Comic-Con. And so I wanted to set us apart. I wanted to give everybody that same experience. We have the panels and the air-conditioned rooms and the workshops and all that, but we're on this island, which is incredible. And so what we offer is a chance to go on real science fiction type adventures with these celebrities. And this year, some of the things that we're offering is that you can go walk through a rainforest with Marina Sirtis from Next Gen. Or Chase Masterson, you can go snorkeling in the morning with her. Or go night diving or night snorkeling with Rod Roddenberry and Jonathan Frakes. And we also have our annual luau underneath the stars on the beach, and that'll be attended by almost all of our celebrities. And the night before that, we're going to be celebrating Walter Koenig's 80th birthday. Our first year, we celebrated his 78th birthday, and it was a beautiful, beautiful event. And this year we're going to do his 80th birthday, and 30 lucky fans will be able to do that. So we try to do a lot of different things. We also have hula lessons with the celebrities. We have a lot of outdoor activities, and it is right on the beach. And you'll find yourself, if you come to HawaiiCon, just hanging out on the beach, just talking to some of these celebrities, chilling in lounge chairs. And that's the kind of experience that we want to create, this intimate family experience. And if you look at some of the interviews with our previous guests, there's a lot of them on our HawaiiCon YouTube channel. They say this is the best convention experience they've ever had. And it's not hard to see why. I mean, the island, definitely you have this feeling of aloha, this feeling of family. And I think it just is infused throughout our convention experience.
It definitely sounds very different because, yeah, as you said, most conventions, they're all in sort of one place, all under one roof. So how many people tend to attend this convention?
This year we expect to have about 1,500 fans, and we're going to have 30 celebrities and about 15 space scientists, because we definitely put the science in the sci-fi. Our first year we had a very strong Mars panel. We brought Bobak Ferdowsi, who helped land the Curiosity mission on Mars and drove the rover. And we had workshops in robotics with him and others. And this year we have a great science panel with a bunch of different space scientists talking about everything from geophysics to exoplanets. And we have the highest celebrity to fan ratio of any con out there. So there's a lot of opportunity to just hang out and have that one-on-one experience. What else was I going to say about it? The other thing is the hotel is fantastic. We have a very, very luxurious hotel. And because we're in a shoulder season, we were able to get an incredibly low fan rate. It might seem expensive compared to your average hotel, but it's a lot less money than what you'd see at a San Diego Comic-Con or Dragon Con, and your room is right on the beach. It's not like you're walking 10 minutes or have to take a shuttle. So it's a very different experience all the way around. Very intimate, very much, we do have the meet and greets where you can have your 15-minute one-on-one with your celebrity if you want to book that, but there's always these opportunities to just sit down there with these great people. And I mean, it's so casual that it allows these people to be very giving with their time. They're not mobbed by hundreds of fans. Bill Morrison, who's come every year, is one of the big artists for Futurama, who often spoofs on Star Trek. And he's just sitting there drawing, Futurama things for fans and Simpson things for fans all day long. And just sit there talking to people and just hanging out and drawing. Because there isn't long lines. We have no lines. You won't be ever stuck waiting. And the biggest room we have is 350 seats. So there's not these giant rooms. Most of our panel rooms are only 25 to 50 seats. So it's a very, very intimate setting. And it's really like nothing you'll ever experience anywhere else.
How many days is HawaiiCon?
It's 4 days, but the first day is kind of a half day unless you're going on one of these incredible tours. The tours typically leave at 7 in the morning. So on Thursday at 7 in the morning, the zip line goes out, the zipline tour, and it's going to be with 2 Battlestar Galactica celebrities. Tom O'Pennicott, who played Hilo, and the Chief, Aaron Douglas, are going to go ziplining with a group of fans at 7 a.m. But the actual opening ceremonies is typically at 3:30. We're thinking about bumping it up to 2:30 because 2:30 in Hawaii is 50 years to the exact time where the first East Coast broadcast of Star Trek happened. And so we're thinking about changing our opening ceremonies slightly to have that incredible moment to open our ceremonies at the same time that the first Star Trek 50 years later had been broadcast. And I think it's really special that we're able to arrange that date and time.
Wow,
I was going to ask if you were going to do anything special for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. So the answer must be yes.
Oh, yes. I mean, we're doing a lot of things. I mean, we're having a luau and with the celebrities. Rod Roddenberry is going to be there to talk about the Star Trek vision of the past and the future. We're going to have all the panel discussions. And we do have all these celebrities coming out. Rod Roddenberry, Nichelle Nichols, Walter Koenig, Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis, Jace Masterson. I don't know if you know, but Patricia Tallman, who's really known from Babylon 5, she was on Trek. Manu Itirami,
yeah.
Itirami, Vic and Michelle, who do the Star Trek Continues, there's going to be there. Who else is also Jane Wheatland, who's known for the Go-Go's, but was also in some Star Trek. She's going to be there. And we're going to bring John Scalzi, who wrote the incredible novel Red Shirts. And if you haven't read it, you should. It's the best novel about what it's like to be a red shirt.
Now, from the sound of things, this isn't just a Star Trek convention, is it? This is a sci-fi convention.
It's a sci-fi. I mean, since we're the only convention on the Big Island of Hawaii, we have to kind of serve all different fandoms. So we do have a big cosplay contest on Saturday night, and we have a Keiki cosplay, which is a children's cosplay, early on Saturday. And we have cosplay workshops, and we have Battlestar Galactica celebrities coming, Babylon 5. We have sci-fi authors and fantasy authors coming. We have a web series out of Scotland called Caledonia coming, and we have Bill Morrison, who does both Futurama and The Simpsons, coming. We have Sia Oam, who is an incredible Marvel comic artist, coming. And yeah, we have a little bit of everything. And there, we have over 150 panel discussions. So there's something for everybody there. But definitely we're focused on celebrating all things Trek. The science track is a lot about how Star Trek has influenced science and what has come true out of Star Trek. So there's going to be a lot of discussions about that with the various scientists that we're bringing in. Yeah, it's definitely a Star Trek celebration, but we do have a broad spectrum of comics, comic artist, fantasy, and sci-fi.
Now, you mentioned the tours and the zip lining. Is that the only tour that you're doing, or are there other ones that people can take part in?
Well, ziplining, Kapoho Kind Adventures is one of our sponsors, and they've put together an incredible zip line over these deep gulches and waterfalls. And like I said, that's going to be with our Battlestar Galactica celebrities. But the next day, in the morning, Chase Masterson and Rod Roddenberry, along with Patricia Tallman, who is actually our tour cruise director. She had such a good time first year that she's come on as one of our staff members. And so I think that we're one of the only conventions that have celebrity staff members. And that's how just enticing our con is, that we have celebrities come to our con and then they buy property on our island. Steve Bloom and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who are really known for Cowboy Bebop and dozens of other anime and animation voices, they just bought property on our island after coming to our con. But, okay, back to the tours. Chase Masterson will be going out snorkeling with Rod Roddenberry, Patricia Tallman on Friday morning. And then Saturday night, we have the most incredible experience you can ever have anywhere with celebrities, is you go night snorkeling or night diving with giant manta rays. And they put all these lights on the bottom of the ocean, and these manta rays that are 5 meters across come swimming in through the light, and you get to go snorkeling. And Jonathan Frakes will be on that with Rod Roddenberry and Patricia Tallman again. And it's a mind-blowing experience. It's like being on the set of The Abyss by James Cameron, because it's just otherworldly to the max. And that's Saturday night. And then Sunday, Marina Sirtis will be going out all day on a rainforest and coffee country tour with a bunch of fans. And that's more of a casual tour, less physical. There will be a short hike, but it's more just like kind of a touristy thing. What's very different, like you go to these conventions and they have these luncheon meet and greets and they sit down one-on-ones, and you might spend 45 minutes or 15 minutes with your favorite celebrities. These tours, you're spending 4 hours with your favorite celebrities. It's an incredible bonding experience. And, it's like nothing else you'll ever have, anywhere. And, seeing these incredible creatures, these manta rays, or going on these morning snorkel tours. It's just, you'll never be able to bond with a celebrity like this anywhere else.
Definitely sounds like something I would enjoy doing.
Well, I mean, you guys obviously would get press passes if you came, so just have to arrange your travel and hotel.
Unfortunately, that's the problem, is the travel, yes. Especially from the UK.
Yeah. I know. I'm always trying to get Doctor Who celebrities to come, but the 22 hours of traveling is just a little bit excessive.
Well, the 22 hours of travel wouldn't really matter for me, because I'm usually indoors 24 hours a day in front of a computer, just doing all sorts of stuff, and I don't tend to sleep, so it wouldn't even bother me with the time difference, to be honest. But yeah, it's just the money from here to there. Hopefully another year.
Yeah, well, next year, 2017, we're going to be doing Star Wars. And obviously, again, there'll be a broad spectrum of things. We're going to probably also do Joss Whedon's The Whedonverse. We've had a lot of Joss Whedon people come, and I have a lot of ties to the Whedonverse. So we're going to be doing something to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Buffy and all things Joss Whedon.
Yeah, because that was really 20 years ago now? Oh my.
Yes, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, especially Joss Whedon, you've got Buffy, you've got Angel, you've got Firefly, Serenity, not to mention all the stuff that he's done with Marvel. Yeah,
Dollhouse, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that. And Jane Espenson, who produced a bunch of that, Firefly and Buffy, she came our first 2 years and said we were the best con ever. And she'll be coming back in 2017, promoting her new show, and she'll be dragging along a bunch of things. There's rumors that Joss wants to come, and he just has been too busy. But now that he's kind of declined these big adventure films and continuing along with that, maybe you'll have time to pop in and show up. So, and definitely we'd be the smallest con for him to come visit. So that would be exciting for us.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But we do have fans come from the UK. David Lindbergh, who helps run First Contact Day over there, he came our first year and dragged along a bunch of fans. And we've had people come from Austria and Germany. We've had people come from Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Indonesia. And we expect a bunch of fans coming from Taiwan and Korea this year. People come from all over. Mainland U.S. we have hundreds of people come from. It's a very, very diverse con as far as where people come from.
So roughly how many? I was going to say how many people do you usually have attending, but you said it's 1,500 this year. Is that more than you'd usually have because of the Star Trek anniversary, or is this around the same that you'd usually have each year?
Well, our 2014 was our first year, and we had 770 fans come. Last year, we had 1,100 fans come. And we capped it last year at 1,100 so that we would make sure that we'd have the right number of staff to provide the high-quality experience that we want to provide. And this year, we're capping it at 1,500 because we expect that that's a reasonable growth rate considering what we're growing. And we do cap it because we don't want to have the lines, and we don't want people to be waiting around for things. That we want them to have the attentiveness of our staff, that everybody has a great experience and is taken care of. So it's capped at 1,500. We don't know if we're going to reach that. We just expect, because it's Star Trek, that we will reach that. We did already pre-sell out our Jonathan Frakes luau. The rest of the luauts go on sale in 2 days. And I'm sure that all those special events, the tours and things like that, that all sells out. I do not know if our convention will sell out because it was 1,100 fans last year, and we're capping it at 1,500.
I was just looking at flights to get a rough idea of what it would be. And even on sort of premium economy, talking about, for me to go from the UK, about £2,000 each way.
Whoa. Well, I would check and look for economy carriers, and you're coming up on 90 days out. 90 days out is the cheapest airfare. Also, you're looking on a weekend. 10 to midweek is a cheaper time to look, and there's always deals to be had. So I would definitely look around. We've had fans that sign up for the airline credit cards and basically use those initial miles that they get for just signing up on the credit card to come for free, basically. So that there's where there's a will, there's a way. £2,000 sounds a little bit excessive.
And I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but we should say that the HawaiiCon is September 15 to 18. Is that correct?
Yes, it's the 15th to the 18th. And like I said, that Thursday, the 15th, unless you're going on the morning tour, the events don't really start until the afternoon. So you could fly in on Thursday morning and not miss anything. Get yourself situated, and I would definitely, if you have the vacation time, stay for Monday, because most of the celebrities are staying for 2 or 3 days after the con and just chilling on the beach, and it's a great way to have that post-con afterglow. And I really personally, running the con, that's some of my favorite time, the Monday nights and the Monday afternoons when everything's kind of chilling out and relaxing and hanging out with. I was going to just want to emphasize that we are on the big island of Hawaii, which is the biggest of the Hawaiian Islands. It's an incredible place to be. We have an active volcano on the other side. We have incredible beaches and waterfalls and everything. And we're not on Oahu and Honolulu. Since we started HawaiiCon, there's been a lot of copycat conventions happening on Oahu, which is a different island. And Oahu is the big city there is Honolulu. It's very much a city, and the conventions there take place in the Hawaii Convention Center. So I don't want people to be confused and think that if they go to some of the coyly named amazing Hawaii Comic-Con and the other ones that kind of played off of our name, that they're getting the same experience. They're not getting the same experience in a convention room, in a 2,000 person auditorium, 40 rows back. It's not the same experience. And some of these cons are, playing off of our success, and all the more power to them. The more cons, the better. But I just don't want people to confuse their cons with our con. We're the only on the beach, Right. The Big Island is the biggest city on the Big Island is Hilo. It's 55,000 people. And where the convention is, another reason why you have that intimate experience is the convention is on the Kohala coast, which is very isolated. It's away from everything else. And so you're in this hotel with the celebrities, and, you're just, that's the only thing happening. And so, you're just there at the beach and at the pool and at the bar with this crazy isolated experience. It's so science fiction too. When you leave the airport at Kailua Kona to drive up to the resorts, you're passing across all of these lava flows. And so, it looks like it is the place where they filmed one of the recent Planet of the Apes movies, where they crash landed the spaceship, and on these lava flows. They filmed that here. And so you're driving across these total lunar landscapes before you get to the hotel, which is surrounded by palm trees.
There are a lot of TV programs that tend to shoot out in Hawaii now, because I know Lost, of course, was famous for all the shooting that was out there. And I remember them the actors saying that they just fell in love, and a lot of people sort of bought places out there.
Yes, yeah. Jorge bought a place, and Daniel Day Kim bought a place. Yeah, they're become kind of fixtures in the local community now because of their experience on their TV shows. And of course, Daniel Day Kim left Lost and is now on Hawaii Five-0. And Grace Park, who was on Battlestar Galactica, is now on Hawaii Five-0 and has a place.
Yeah, most of my knowledge of Hawaii comes from Hawaii Five-0, I must admit.
Well, our island is very different. Hawaii Five-0 is shot on Oahu, which I said it has the big city, Honolulu, and there's 1 million people living on that island. Our island is very rural, very much more laid back. It's a different kind of experience. Oahu is a great city. Oahu is a great city island. My friends who live there, it's just like, you have to live in a city. Tropical city is not too rough. But if you want to really relax, our island is a much better kind of relaxing.
Well, I was kind of curious because I've been to a convention as an attendee. I'm curious what it's like on the organizational side. I'm sure it takes a lot of work.
Oh yes, we start actually a few months before the convention runs to start on the following year, and it takes a lot to get all the celebrities on board. We cannot offer the same kind of guarantees that big convention, so that we have to create other kinds of enticements and create kind of a vacation experience for the celebrities, which pays off in a bunch of different ways, because the celebrities are more relaxed if they're here on vacation and they have a more casual schedule and they're not in the con rooms for 8 hours a day, that they get a chance to hang out on the beach. So we have to, we start off right away trying to book celebrities for the following year, putting together our program, and getting our volunteer team together. We have 100 volunteers, and we're a nonprofit too. That's I want to emphasize is that we do this because we're fans and we love doing this. We also do it. We have a charity auction every year where we raise money for the kids on the Big Island to have experiences in sciences and specifically robotics and the performing arts. And we also give away hundreds of tickets to local students so that they can come experience our science panels and our celebrities panels and get inspired to reach for the stars and be more than they could just be. We all do it for the big heartness of it. We're not doing it for the paycheck because nobody's getting one.
So about how big a staff would you say you have?
Year-round, we have 8 people working year-round, and then it ramps up in the summer as we have to pull together our team. And when we're on site, we have about 110 people working.
something I've always been curious about celebrity convention appearances. When you approach someone to say, "Hey, would you like to come to our con?" Are you dealing with the person themselves, or are you dealing with their assistant or staff, or who does those sort of negotiations?
Well, typically, con runners, people who run conventions, go through booking agencies or talent managers, or they actually, since conventions have gotten so big, they're specifically convention managers now. But since our con is so small, typically those con managers, because they work on commission, they're just looking for a paycheck and they're not going to talk to you. So we really have to work through word of mouth, that we go to our my celebrity contacts from being a filmmaker, and also the celebrities we've had in previous years, and say, hey, who do you know that would love doing this? And Aaron Douglas from Battlestar Galactica is a very sociable guy, and he knows everybody. And a lot of times we'll go, hey, Aaron, who would really like coming to HawaiiCon? And he said, oh, these guys will like. And I'll say, hey, can you drop them a line and see if they'll come? And so, that we build these relationships and we create this family experience from day one, that we really want people coming for all the right reasons to have that ohana, we call it in Hawaii, family.
So you mentioned that it's a sort of family experience. From what sort of age would you tend to accept people going to the convention?
We have a small children's track, 5 and up, 5 to 12 is free to come to our convention. And we have we have a children's track. We usually have stuff for animation and little workshops and things for the kids. But our typical con goers are teenagers all the way up to 60 years old. Our actual center of our demographic is actually 30 to 50 years old because of the cost of traveling to our convention. And, just the cost of being at our con is not, cheap to come to overall. It's not inexpensive because we provide a VIP experience, so it is a little bit more expensive. So if you're looking at the cost, you should be comparing it to like Creations Con's VIP experience or San Diego Comic-Con's VIP or any of these other cons, they're VIP things. That's what our basic entry thing. And there are a few VIP passes left. It's almost sold out. I think there's only 10 VIP passes left, but the VIP experience is over the top. We have a 2,500 square foot VIP suite where you'll come have morning coffee with the celebrities, and there'll be all kinds of scones and pastries for free in the morning, and you come out before the con and experience that. And in the evening, we have a sunset program at the VIP suite where celebrities come, and there's free cocktails, and I think we're going to have free burgers, and that they're going to be that really nice beef that's being brought in by a local high-end beef burger guy, and there'll be there's going to be scotch tastings and wine tastings and all kinds of great things for the VIPs to experience with the celebrities in our VIP suite. And the VIPs obviously get first seating in the convention rooms, and there's a concierge desk specifically for the VIPs. It's an incredible, when you go for the VIP passes, just over the top kind of.
Definitely sounds impressive.
But we because you have to come so far, we really want to wow you. We really want to, blow the doors off for you. And so far, that's what everybody said. We have a 97% approval rating in our exit surveys, and we have a 90% return rate. So I think we're doing a good job there. And the celebrities all beg to come back. That's the one thing that's sad when you tell a celebrity, no, we can't have you back next year because we've had you 2 years in a row. The celebrity's like, you don't love us anymore. Yes, we do. We just going to come and bring you back in a couple of years. The Koala Coast is breezy. Last year, it was unnaturally hot. It was in, I don't know the centigrade, but it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit. But we do have a good breeze going. All the con rooms are air conditioned. So if you want to stay in air conditioning all day, you can. The other thing I haven't mentioned is we have a great gaming track. There's a huge gaming room that we have set up, and you can be in there in the air conditioning there. things like Hula, those are outside. The tours are outside. We're having taiko drumming outside as well. The luau is at sunset when it's cooler, but that's outside under the stars. So there are certain things that are outside, but if you want to stay in AC, you can all the time. And the hotel is quite shaded. There is a little walk from our panel rooms to our main convention ballroom, but we're going to make that fun by we're going to have people there with frozen grapes and misting sprays so that you can stay cool as you walk along these pathways.
A little bit off topic from the convention. You've been involved in your own film, haven't you?
Yes, in 2012, actually in London, my film Strange Frame debuted at Sci-Fi London, which is an incredible film festival. If you've never been, you should definitely go. And it's played since then in 15 countries around the world and 25 cities in North America. You can find it on Amazon, iTunes, Roku, Vudu, Target Online. I mean, it's pretty much every digital distribution. I highly recommend buying it on DVD and watching it in surround sound. It was mixed at Skywalker Sound by Gary Rizzo, who mixed movies like Batman, The Dark Knight, and won the Academy Award for Inception. So the sound is incredible, so I highly recommend it on a really good sound system. It does star people like Tim Curry and, if you know Claudia Black from Farscape, Michael Dorn and George Takei have cameo voice appearances. Cree Summer, who's an incredible voice actor, is there. If you know Ron Glass from Firefly and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's on there. And there's a bunch of other celebrities, Claudia Christian.
And you said the film was called Strange Frame, wasn't it?
Strange Frame, yes. It's the world's first animated sci-fi lesbian musical. So be ready to be blown away by something very, very different.
I shall have to have a look out for that one, definitely.
Around the same dates each year?
For 2017, we're definitely doing around the same dates. And we're going to try to stay around the same dates because we want to give people time to recover from Dragon Con. A lot of people that do both, and it's across the country, so we want to give them. But we do want to stay in the shoulder season where the airfare is a lot cheaper. The West Coast people can get airfares for as little as under $400 round trip American.
That's definitely a good window there because you're sort of, school has started, you're out of the higher summer vacation season, so. And
I think it's their vacation time for places like Australia and New Zealand. Yeah, hope you all can make it and all your listeners can make it some year. Hope to see some of you guys this year. If you're listening to this podcast, come and hit me up for a gin and tonic at sunset. Meet me at the bar and I'll buy you a drink and we can talk about where you came from, what brought you to the convention.
So where can people find more information about the convention and where can they get in contact with you? www.HawaiiCon.com is our website, and there are all the links to booking your hotel and buying your passes and buying all these incredible add-ons, these tours and things like that. And to stay up to date on everything, you should go to our Facebook site, Facebook.com/HawaiiCon. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at HawaiiCon. And that's Facebook is a really good way to get in contact with me or our staff members because we're on there every day. We do have a Gmail account, HawaiiCon@gmail.com, but that's not checked every day. We go through that every week, though. Okay. Cool. Is there anything left that you would like to mention that you think you haven't covered?
Really, I can guarantee you that your experience at HawaiiCon will be like nothing else ever experienced in a con, and you will be ranting about it just like Chris Judge did at the end of last year. Chris Judge from Stargate said, "I will scream it from the mountaintops. You must come to HawaiiCon." It is really like nothing else you've ever experienced, and I really hope that all the fans across the planet have a chance some year to come and really experience it because it's just the peak of fandom. I really love Dragon Con. Dragon Con is an incredible experience with 60,000 of your best friends But if you want to have a more intimate thing with your best friends, HawaiiCon is definitely that experience.
When you mentioned Chris Judge, I thought you were just going to say, you should go. Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah, I do like it when they there's the Stargate Atlantis SG-1 crossover, and you've got Ronan that says, "You say that a lot, don't you?" Do I?
And he really did have a great time. He went on one of his first snorkel trips at the convention. He's now just hooked on snorkeling. Rekha Sharma from Battlestar Galactica, she hadn't done much snorkeling before she came to our convention, and I took her out every morning, and she's now hooked and wants to learn how to scuba dive. So it's not just transformational for the fans, it's also transformational for the celebrities. Come and experience HawaiiCon, and you will make some of the best friends you've ever made. And hope to see you there.
Wonderful.
Aloha.
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Previously on Trek.fm, The Ready Room.
The DNA of Star Trek fandom, and I've said it before, fandom existed, fandom enjoyed the show, but the main charge of fandom was to get the damn thing back.
To the journey! It all started from a very crazy premise of, what if B'Elanna died and went to Klingon hell, right? Wouldn't that be cool?
Dude! Wow. You got something there. Hey!
Continuing mission.
I would do a new issue and I would print them out and then staple them together, and it would have weight and it would land on the table with a thump. And I was like, wow, all of that, I did this.
Meta Treks.
There's no blood, there's no sweat, there's no tears, it's green grass, it's beautiful lush gardens and trees, and that's a far cry from Ruapente, if you ask me.
Yeah, no dilithium mining for good old Tom Paris.
And that's what else is happening on Trek.fm.